Hello there. I'm Brad Loomis, professional natural bodybuilder and master powerlifter. I'm a contest prep coach for powerlifters and cosmetic athletes with 3D Muscle Journey. I'm also sponsored by AST Sports Science and proud to represent their brand. However, that's not all that I am. I'm also a devoted family man, a CAT scan tech, and a devout Catholic. A life like mine is not at all glamorous, at least not as some would lead you to believe. Don't get me wrong, there are some high points, but it's mostly just a lot of hard work. And it's quite boring, especially for a guy like me, with below average genetics for bodybuilding and only putting up average to maybe above average numbers in powerlifting. However, that didn't really matter to me. I love my life as a family man, and I love my life as a coach. However, I really love to train. I don't train to compete. I compete on occasion because I love to train. And this is my grind.
Hey guys and gals, so continuing on my Q&A on the prior 11 videos that I've thrown up. Again, this is continuing from, I believe it was episode 12. So this will be episode 13. To just summarize, these are all kind of top questions in my opinion. You know, not trolling, not lazy questions, you know, not sarcastic questions, and certainly not questions that I can't understand. So we covered 1 through 4 in the last video, and so this one we're going to cover hopefully 5, 6, and 7, and then maybe even 8. So let's go ahead and go over episode 5. These are the questions and comments from episode 5. Not very many. This was the video which I outlined starting off a new block of Helmsco, and then I was showing off my gym that I train at in Reno, Nevada, American Iron. So, all right, first question. Hey Brad, a while back you devised a way to keep gaining strength while cutting. The method involved 5 days a week at maintenance and 2 days a week at deficit. I love that idea. I was wondering, considering the recent reverse dieting debate, say you have an adaptive metabolism and you're able to push it out to 3,000 without gaining weight, but that adaptation goes both ways and you have to cut it beyond 2,200 to lose weight. What is set up as mentioned above allow you to lose weight by only going into a deficit for 2 days, sort of catching the body off guard with deficits, so to speak? I realize that this is speculation, but hey, I'm going to give it a try. And then there's kind of a sarcastic remark, and then this person follows up. So that's a good question, and you know, really, to be honest with you, don't think of it as you're catching your body off guard. You can't trick your body. Your body doesn't know tricks. It doesn't know sharp cuts. It knows general trends, and it knows general trends over time, like, you know, frequency of a body part, for example. It doesn't know that 7 days is a week. So to train a body part 3 times a week, don't worry about that being in a 7-day period. Your cycle could be 8 or 9 days. It's still, the frequency is going to be roughly the same as far as the general trend is concerned. So when it comes to your calories, the method you propose is going to work. And you can program your nutrition and use 2 low days, but keep it in context as to what it is that you're generally trying to program. So, for example, you mentioned here you're able to push it out to 3,000 without gaining weight. Now, I'm going to assume that's 3,000 calories a day, on average 21,000 calories a week, and let's talk about period of time, because sometimes if 3,000 calories a week and you're not gaining weight only happens for the course of 8 weeks, that's not very long. And sometimes you can be gaining weight, but it's not subtle enough, or it's too subtle, I should say, to actually be, you know, measurable on a numbers wise on the scale quantifiably. Follow that for a little bit longer. So when you say 3,000 without gaining weight, make that probably more like a 12-week, 16, maybe even 20-week time period to make sure that that is the case, that you indeed are not gaining weight, and that's truly maintenance. People do things for too short a period of time, and sometimes 2 weeks is just a snapshot. Sometimes any weight gain that is occurring is not quantifiable by the numbers, or at least it's not being seen yet. So what you propose is two days in a deficit, 5 days at 3,000, which works fine as long as you do that in the context of what it is that you're wanting to program for. So if you're looking to lose, say, 2/3 of a pound a week. You would want to have 2 of your days less than 2,000. So if you're at 3,000 all week and you have 2 days at 1,800, that's a 2,200 calorie deficit per day. I'm sorry, that's a 1,200 calorie deficit per day. That's a 2,400 calorie deficit per week. That should net you the 2/3 of a pound that you're looking for. Essentially, running that long term, that's going to be about 1.33 pounds lost per month, and probably 2 2/3 for 2 months. And again, it's all relative to programming, your diet programming. If you're looking for a pound a week, well, then you're going to need to make that deficit on those 2 days deeper, or possibly make a 3-day deficit where you go 3,000 for 4 days, and then you're looking at roughly 11 or 1,200 deficit for 3 days, which would be about 1,700 calories a day for 3 days. And that makes your total deficit 3,600 for the week. Okay, so hopefully that answers that question. Okay, that's all the questions on that one, which was episode 5. Here we've got episode 6. This was where my high school senior that I'm mentoring for a senior project competes in powerlifting for the first time in a push-pull. That intro, truly motivational. Thank you, I really appreciate that. I spent a lot of time on that intro, by the way. Maybe get a better camera for some better footage on your quality on your vlogs. I'm working on it, trust me. This video I'm making here is with my son's GoPro camera, which is kind of old. But at the same time, Uncle Sam wants a good chunk of my money. And I do have, you know, a family to support, you know, benefits to pay for, etc. But I am working on it. So, yeah, more about the camera. Okay, I'm looking at my spreadsheet with 27,000 pounds weekly squatting tonnage, wishing I could do only 6,000. Me too. It's all relative. You know, with you, especially if your max squat is 600 pounds, yeah, I mean, even working at you know what, 66% of that is 400 pounds. So obviously your tonnage is going to be a lot more. And then also, if you are this gentleman is basically a newbie in the gym, so we want to get by with the minimum amount of weight training that we can get away with while still getting the results that we're after. Why does he grip so narrow on the deadlift? That's well inside shoulder width, and it's just going to give more ROM. You know, we've all been beginners. You know, I know me myself, my width on my stance was atrocious. I was lifting more with my back than I was with my legs and hips. It's all, you know, kind of an evolution. I'm sure the person asking this question, you know, probably, you know, why were you bench pressing with such a narrow grip? That's just how he's learning right now. And the last thing I'm going to do is throw him off a week or two before a meet and tell him widen up his grip. It is something that we're working on. So why? It's because he's learning. Okay, and then again, the beginning of this comments was, you know, that intro, truly motivational. The end, very last one, the intro is super long. So I think I saw in this next video, I want to say that I actually saw some negative comments about my intro. So I will have to work on shortening that up. So this is episode 7, training on the first day of spring. It was snowing. Let's go over these questions real quick. These might catch me off guard. I have not gone over these yet because I didn't think I would have enough time, but we've got about 2.5 minutes left. Brad, does temperature affect your performance at all? Personally, I hate working out in the cold. Keep in mind, I don't stay out here the whole time. A lot of times when I'm doing my training, I'll come out in my gloves, hoodie, belt, grab the bar, do a set, go back inside. And so that, just kind of keep that in mind. It doesn't really bother me because I'm out here for a very short period of time. Love your intro. Inspirational, you know, comments. Training in the snow like some Rocky Balboa-ish. Looks like fun. Oh, and my son's Sweet Tunes. Again, I can talk about my son all day. Referred to that in the last video. Thanks for the great content. Great video, coach. Just good comments. That bar must be freezing. And yeah, a lot of times in the wintertime, you know, I do not just grab this bar. I'll wear my gloves. You know, and I guess it adds character, toughens you up a little bit. So I'm going to call it good there. This is a 9-minute video, almost right on the nose. And so we've covered videos 1 through 7 so far. The 8th one is kind of lengthy. We talk about fiber, deadlift cues, etc. With our 3DMJ intern, Steve Taylor. And I'm going to go ahead and save that for next time, you guys. All right? But thanks for watching. Thanks for all of the great comments, great questions. And keep them coming, and I'll keep spitting these out. All right? Thanks you again, guys.